Hello, everyone, and welcome back. We got another Daily Crypto Byte. Today is Friday, August 6th, and as you can see, Dr. Crypto's back in the building. He was gone in Florida doing a little family office business, but he's back.
California.
Oh, California, excuse me. Sorry about that.
Beverly Hills.
Beverly Hills, very nice, very nice. Well, we're glad to have you back, Doc, and there's some exciting price action happening. We got Bitcoin and ETH hitting some critical resistance levels, so we could get a very exciting weekend. We'll talk about all that and more. We'll also take a look at some altcoins. But before we get into it, how are you guys doing on this lovely Friday morning?
Well, I'm doing well. I know I'm going to be ordering you one of these, Monty, one of these, things so you don't have to hold your mic anymore.
I kind of like holding the mic, John. It's, I don't know. I feel very professional.
You do. It does grow on you. It does.
So I should hold mine like this too, then?
Whatever works for you, John.
I'll tell you what, guys, I was really intrigued by how once again, when the cryptos move, the two big ones, of course, Bitcoin and Ethereum had that London fork or whatever you want to call it yesterday. But hopefully I haven't tried yet, but I intend to soon try moving crypto from my wallet to somebody else. And you, of course, have to pay gas fees, right? I mean, Ethereum is what it's going to cost me to move. And it's not all that much, but if you wanted to move fast, it costs more. If you wanted to move slow and you might want to wait a couple hours or whatever, it doesn't cost as much, but there's always something as far as those fees. And that London fork should help take that down. Again, you guys know much more about this, but I think that's just a good thing for Ethereum and the ecosystem. And I guess what I also wanted to just touch quickly, Monty and CJ, was Bitcoin's up 7.5% in the last 24 hours. Ethereum's up 3.5%. So Bitcoin outperformance here. And that has lifted the entire crypto market by about 6%. So nearly as much as Bitcoin, the entire market, because it's back up to 1.67 trillion. So good news for any of us who hold crypto, and for the folks that have been betting against it, probably not such good news.
Yeah, no. And you talked about, the Ethereum hard fork and kind of what that means for the Ethereum network. And I think the market would agree with you, John, that it was a step in the right direction. ETH has been ripping to the upside. It's hitting a critical resistance level at about 2,800, but that was to be expected. There is a strong sell wall around that level. This weekend, though, we could get a potential break above that level. I think a lot of that is contingent on Bitcoin's price performance. So, CJ, you want to hop into the charts and tell us what you're seeing with Bitcoin?
Yeah, for sure. Let me just pull that up. So yeah, first I want to draw your attention to the right side of the screen here, being the order book. Manji just talked about a sell wall in Ethereum, and you can kind of see a very similar thing with Bitcoin lining right up at 42K. And there's a lot of sell orders right there. So obviously it's going to take a lot of buyers to push through that level, but that does kind of coincide with, very near our recent high in Bitcoin, and also that very critical Fibonacci level that we've been watching so closely. It's really nice how we've like ping ponged around in this channel, and it's followed the technicals to a T. We talked about how important it was to put in this macro high or low for the trend all throughout last week, especially during the downturn. So I think it's very promising to see that we're getting some really bullish candles off of that. Even in spite of the fear, uncertainty, and doubt around the infrastructure bill is right. I think that the fact that the market can still rally in spite of that is really, really promising and is showing a lot of resilience. Also, I'll mention that, the S&P, NASDAQ, and Dow have pretty much all reached new all-time highs by the end of this week. And markets in general are, I know a lot of individuals have been talking about a shift to growth over value, or value over growth now, but the market is still trucking, traditional and crypto.
Yeah. And I'll put in a good word for our sponsor right here, if you don't mind, CJ. Voyager, where you can still get $25 in Bitcoin just for signing up if you use our code Rebel25. That VGX token of theirs, a week ago, last Friday, pull it up on the charts, folks, VGX. And if you have that token, by the way, and you have enough of them, and it doesn't take gazillions of dollars worth, but they will increase the amount that they'll pay you on your deposited crypto dramatically, full percent increases and so forth. So for instance, if a coin was paying 6, they might boost it up to 7 if you own that VGX token, and so forth. So that token was $2 last Friday. It is trading $3.77 today. So it is one of the best performers in the last week. Just amazing. And the volume there, since we always like, the three of us like to talk volume and volatility, the volume there is up 38% in the last 24 hours. I mean, it's big. So the stock price of Voyager, VYGVX is the symbol, has been doing well. We can't really comment on the stock, but I can comment on the token. And the token has been kicking butt and taking names. Nearly, it's about a 75% move, guys. That's amazing. And certainly feels good for a guy that owns a lot of VGX.
Yes, it does, John. And, they've been making just a lot of great moves in terms of partnerships. Coinify acquisition was huge. The swap went through. So, a lot of things that people have been waiting for months and months are finally coming to fruition. It seems like Voyager has taken all the right steps. So good to see that trading volume picking up and the positive price action flowing in.
Yep, I agree. And watch that one, VGX, because like I said, this is a 7-day. If you look back at where this one's been, there's been plenty of days in the last 3 months that we've been around this level, but we're about at a breakout point, I think. Maybe we've already hit it. That's more up to CJ than me. But the 1-year high on this one is, in those $6.50 or $7 range. And that would have been February of this year. So keep an eye on that VGX coin.
Yeah, just full disclosure, I hold a lot of VGX. It's one of my largest long-term holds. Really believe in the company and the vision. But gentlemen, do you want to get on to a potential Doge of the day?
Sure.
Let's do it. There should be plenty of options, CJ, because we're kind of flirting with breakout levels like John kind of mentioned there, ETH and Bitcoin hitting resistance. I think this weekend we could see a lot of altcoin movement. So what do you guys got in terms of Doges of the day for us today?
Well, actually, Monty, I'd like you to go first because I have a bit of a list and I would like to buy assets and I just don't want to steal any from you is all.
Yes, that would be totally out of character for you to steal one of my
completely out of character.
I'd be happy to go first. And mine is, I think John's going to like this because I was just looking at the volume. This one is showing comparable relative trading volume to what we saw in Voyager, and that is Ocean Protocol. Now, this thing I think is a great example of, just looking at this volume profile, kind of an overall, glimpse into the sort of confidence we've seen in the market. So as you can see from Ocean here, the volume paints a very clear picture. During this downtrend, we are seeing, decreasing bearish volume. We went all the way down until we basically bottomed here, and there was really no volume left. Now we're starting to see an uptick in positive price action and bullish volume stepping in. Now this thing is, even today, we're only a few hours into the day, and this thing's already, almost surpassing yesterday's amount of volume. I think that's a very encouraging sign in terms of the next couple days of price action for Ocean. One other thing that kind of factored into my choice here was its placement relative to the simple moving average. I talked about this yesterday or 2 days ago and kind of used it as part of the basis for my dot trade insight. And I think the same thing applies here. You're starting to get a flattening and turning up of the simple moving or of the smooth moving average, an uptick in volume, and a strong negative divergence from the 200 period simple moving average. This to me tells me that this thing is more oversold than the rest of the market. And with, a consistent flow of volume, it could potentially reach these levels, which is a almost 100% move in price in a matter of days. We saw it with Comp, we saw it with VGX, and we've seen it with other assets in the past. And I think that Ocean, given what we're seeing technically, is looking like it fits that bill for takeoff. So that is my Doge of the day today, Ocean Protocol.
Nice. Well, I already said I threw mine out as VGX, CJ, so you're on deck.
I was looking at Ocean this morning as well. Very favorable setup.
I figured if I was looking at it, you were looking at it too. So thank you for letting me go first.
I like it. I do.
All right. So one that I've been following, and I've talked about it a little bit earlier in the week, was LINA. I really like the fundamentals behind this project and some of the partners that they have backing them. I think this is one of the cryptocurrencies that Jump Trading is rumored to have speculated on. Nothing for certain there, but I really like the technical setup. It kind of looks like a breakout from an ascending triangle, which I'll show a much more clear example with the next asset, which is Aave. That's kind of another one that is really found this ascending triangle formation. It's above its moving average. You got the moving average now turning up. Bullish momentum is coming back into the market as Bitcoin and ETH test those critical levels. And I think it's a really good time in general to accumulate alts and prepare for a potential second leg up in this cycle. Also for a short-term trade, I really like the volume on Aave. There's a technical characteristic that Monty and I have been talking about and looking for throughout the past week, and that's just having some sufficient volume, having a positive trend, and being able to get above the moving average strong and having it turn up at the same time. We're seeing that in VeChain, Binance Coin. One that's really surprised me and ripped to the upside is actually Monero. I was not expecting such a powerful bull flag. Honestly, kind of looks like something that Bitcoin might do in the next couple of days if we are to follow a similar bull flag type pattern. But I do want to go back to Chia because I did talk about that one, and we did have a little breakout this morning regarding that one. But that is another asset that has fallen into this potential ascending triangle formation that we're seeing. We're still not above that moving average, but we're seeing volume on the 4-hour chart that I think is significant enough and should be sufficient to rally us at least to this next resistance level or the moving average. But I would definitely look at this one. I think we're likely going to kind of continue in here as we get closer to the apex of that ascending triangle and then a breakout. So I'd watch for that breakout. Also, if you take the extrapolated measured move, it's quite a bit because this is still a low cap asset. And it just recently got a lot of volume in the last week. So that extrapolated move goes all the way up to about 350. So I think a lot of potential upside on that one and many of the other assets that we've mentioned. It's an interesting time to be in this market, I have to say.
Absolutely.
Yeah, TJ. Yeah, I mean, you pointed that out. There's a lot of similarities in a lot of those assets. The market's looking like it's trending together, and it does look like, we're turning up and ready for some positive price action. So I'm excited for this weekend. I think a lot of people are as well. And if you want to hang out with us and ask any more questions over the weekend, CJ and I are always in the crypto trading room. And you can try that out if you're not yet a member for just $1 for the first month. You can try the crypto trading room at marketrebellion.com/try crypto. We got 24/7 chat. It's open all weekend with some really intelligent traders from all around the world. We publish actionable trade insights with entries, exit, stop losses. We have news, and we have an extensive TA curriculum. Or education curriculum with lots of TA in there as well. CJ's been working really hard on that, so I definitely encourage you to check that out.
Very cool. Well, let's keep an eye on, I'm going to try some transfers, guys, and see if those relatively high gas fees have come down given the London fork for Ethereum. And I'll let you guys know on Monday. I'm sure you guys will be talking about it in the room all day today, but I'll let you know what I found out on Monday.
Sounds good, John. We'll be waiting for you to report back. But as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Have an excellent weekend. And like I said, we'll be hanging out in the room. So if you want to join us, come check it out. But have a great weekend. We'll see you again on Monday. Take care, everyone.